Hey there guys, I be thesampleman and welcome to a video I've been wanting to make for about a year now, and I finally feel comfortable making this video. And really it's a very important video because tomorrow, May 4th, is a very important anniversary in my life, and that is the 1 year coming out anniversary of coming out as bisexual. And yes, I sort of want to give you guys a background into how I made that decision and how I decided to come out. Now, January 2015, I came up with this idea that I was going to be me no matter what I did. I wanted to live my life as myself. I didn't want to hide anything anymore. And that was my New Year's resolution, was to finally, start allowing myself to express that, you know. And I'll tell you what, the first time I actually gained the courage to actually tell someone was actually a good friend of mine, and that good friend is Princelaharlkun. Um, I gained the courage to go up to him. I've talked to him for 3 plus years. I I've told him a lot of other stuff in my life that no one actually knew, and I consider him my brother. I was like, okay, I can talk to Zach about this because I trust him with my life, you know. And I'll never forget it. It was in late March sometime. I think March 24th, give or take a day. Um, we're just having a normal conversation on Skype. We weren't in a call or anything. And we were just, text chatting, on Skype. I was like, Zach, I have something to tell you. And it, fitting that I just banged my knee when I'm talking about this. But that's an inside joke between me and Zach right there. But I go, Zach, I have to talk to you about something. And he's like, go ahead, shoot. And then I just put a 2 word sentence in the Skype chat. I go, I'm bi. And the best thing happened for me is that we called, and Zach actually calmed me down because my heart was going a mile a minute. I was scared to death what he was gonna say. He called me up, or were we in a call? We might have been in a call and I typed it. One of the two. But he immediately put my mind at ease, by being very accepting. He was very accepting of it. He was a very great friend. He understood it. He accepted it, and we moved on. And he linked me a bunch of funny videos to try to get me to calm down because I was damn near out of my mind right there because I was scared to death, and I mean I was shaking when I told him, and I didn't say it out loud because I was afraid someone would hear, but I typed it, and I couldn't believe, here's this person I've known for 3, 4, 5 years, right? And I've talked to pretty much, regularly for like 4 plus years, right? That I just laid a bombshell on that no one would expect, and he was totally fine with it. And I just looked at that. I was like, oh my god, I've made an amazing friend. I consider him my brother, and I mean that 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 telling him was a change in my life. Prior to that, everyone knew based off of me sort of minus Ray, who I came and you know, asked out. Really, everyone else was involuntarily. Everyone else, like in my high school, involuntarily did I let know. That was the first time I voluntarily offered the information to a close friend, someone that I consider part of my inner circle. You know, like there's about 6 people in my inner circle, and most of that's family, and my best friend, uh, and Zach. You know, so I I put that out there, and he was totally fine with it, and I I I was so happy to have that off my chest. You don't understand how amazingly happy I felt after doing that. I felt a sense of accomplishment that I actually told him, and I got I got the response I wasn't expecting. I expected him to be like, "Nope, I'm out of here," but he was very much accepting, and he's a brother. I can't stress that enough. So all through the month of April last year, I I started hearing rumors around the family, my dad's side, and that one of my uncles was going to, ask my ma is, because they have this habit of trying to, be assholes. They were to see if I was gay, and my mom was gonna say no when I actually was. I didn't want that to reinforce anything, so I had heard rumors about that. I was like, that's not happening. I'm going to, you know, uh, you know, beat this out by telling her myself. So May 4th rolls around. Nothing had happened, and I put it off over a weekend. I think May 4th was a Monday. Um, so May 4th happens. It's in May 4th morning, right around when I'm done upload this, about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I for an hour for an hour before that, I was pacing, trying to psych myself up for this, because that was the day I wanted to tell my mom. And if you guys have listened to the Safazan interview, or etc., how close I am to my ma and my sister. I'm very close, and I was scared to death that I was going to be rejected. And I go, Ma, I need to talk to you about something. I don't want my sister to know, so maybe just have her go anywhere else. I just want to talk to you privately about something. She's like, what is the matter? I go, I just want to talk to you alone. And she's like, oh, okay. So she tells my sister to, just shut her door, etc. And so I pull her to the side. I go, Ma, I want to talk to you about something. And then I just start shaking. And then I start crying. And I cry. And I cry. And my ma is like, what's the matter, Bill? I go, Ma. And then I start crying again. I couldn't stop. I was literally getting ready to hyperventilate, right? And then I finally get the courage to say it. I'm like, Ma, I'm bisexual. And my mom looks at me. She goes, I don't care. And just gives me a big ol' hug. And it's the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. It's the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. And I'm sorry I get emotional about it because all those years, I denied myself the ability to talk about it or, come clean about that. And, you know, to say that you're bisexual and open and honest with it to your parents and them not rejecting you is the greatest feeling in the world. I know a lot of other people don't get that and their parents reject them, but thank God my mom was super cool about it and didn't reject me. And so I stood there and cried. Oh man, that is the most I've ever cried in my life. Besides my grandmother dying, that is probably the second most I've ever cried in one day. Um, I mean, it was just pent up raw emotion of coming out, and that is the hardest thing you can ever do in your life. If anyone tells you how to expect anything, no one. Every situation's different, and knowing your situation is a good thing. I know my mom is very much a very open-minded person. I grew up in a very open-minded house. You know, my mom didn't have me confirmed in any major religion. I'm she believed that was not her place to force, her being Catholic upon me. My dad's an atheist. You know, uh, we were raised Catholic, but we got to a certain point and we weren't Catholic. I'm not in the Catholic Church. I'm not confirmed in it. So technically that makes me a free agent. You know, I mean, I have Catholic teachings, but that's that. So I came from a very open house, and I knew that my mom would probably be more dispossessed to support me, but I was still afraid. And you never know how someone's gonna react until you actually say it. And saying it is the hardest part. That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Is telling the person that raised you for as long as she did, that you're gay or you're bi, etc. That's the hardest thing. So that happened. I cried my eyes out, and I eventually stopped. I sit in front of my computer, go online because I had a pounding headache right after that. I just wanted to sit on my computer, calm myself down. So an hour passes. I'm like, Ma, if you want to tell my sister, you know, go ahead. I can't do it. I don't feel good. I feel sick to my stomach. I can't do this again. If you want to tell her, that's fine. I'll be ready for it. But, I can't do it again. I just can't physically do that again. And she's like, okay, I'll make a determination. And if I feel you're ready for it, I'll tell her. And if you're not ready for it, I won't. She made the determination within about an hour or two. Gave me time to calm down. And she told my sister. My sister knocks on my door and comes in and gives me a giant hug and goes, I don't care. And then I sat in front of this computer. I'll never forget it because I was sitting on Twitter. I was sitting on Twitter that day. And literally, I sat in front of that computer and just cried again. I cried again like a baby in front of this computer. And I'll never forget the day because I know I was just trying to cheer myself up with Twitter because that took a lot out of me, and then that took a lot more out of me. But now, looking at it a year removed from that, it's been the best decision of my life. It's been the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life. Guys, literally, I'll tell you a story that would have never happened, you know, 10 years ago. Okay, Christmas time. We're going to Target. My mom's like, "Do you want a PS4?" You know, it'll be a mixture of your Christmas gift and your birthday gift. I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love a PS4 for that." She's like, "Okay, we're just gonna go pick it up from Target. They're running a special on it. So, let's go. Do your sister's Christmas shopping together, and we will pick it up as we go." Okay. So we do my sister's Christmas shopping. We get to Target. We go inside, right? We go to the electronics section. In the electronics section, I see that there's two left. My mom's like, "Okay, you want this, right?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get some help. You stand by this, that way you have your, PS4, that way no one takes it." Okay. My ma goes and gets this guy who is an absolute hunk, right? Tall. He looks muscular. You know, man, I wouldn't give to see him without his fucking shirt on. uh, he's tall, 6'2". He's gotta be 6'2". Like blondish brown hair, blue eyes. Nice looking, right? He walks up. He's in his uniform, in these amazingly tight jeans, these brown jeans. I was like, yes. I was like, so I'm looking at my ma, and I back up away from the glass. And he's like, "I heard you want a PS4." I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, yeah. I almost blushed as I'm talking to him, right? Because I'm immediately attracted. He's like, "Oh, yeah." So, goddamn, I move back, and he bends down to get the PS4. I'm like, "Oh, please don't do this to me. Don't do this to me." But man, does he have a nice ass. God damn it. I mean, he has a nice butt, right? I'm checking him out, as he's bending down. He stands back up, and oh, his butt's so good. Oh my god. I wouldn't mind seeing him shirtless. I'm just saying, and just in those jeans, no shirt. Yeah, buddy. Um, but I mean, he's good looking. I'm like, yeah. Oh my god, yes. I'm so lucky. And he's like, "Okay, I'll take you up to the register." I'm like, "Yes, take me to the register. Check me out, please." uh, I'm like, so I'm trying to make small talk with this guy, right? Trying to, subtly flirt. And I'm checking him out. I'm checking him out. And he rings me up, etc. So my PlayStation 4 was checked out by a really cute hunk guy uh, at Target. Thank God. I always have that memory now. So whenever I look at my PS4, I think cute guy at Target. But so we do that, and we're walking outside into the parking lot, and my mom looks at me and goes, "You were flirting with him, weren't you?" And I blushed, and I go, "Yeah, I thought he was really cute." She's like, "Why didn't you go for him?" I go, "Ma, I don't know if he's straight." She goes, "Bill, just go for what your heart says." I'm like, "But Ma, I don't know if he's straight or not." I just can't hit on straight guys like that, you know? And she just looks at me and shakes her head. She goes, "You gotta go for someone sometime there, Bill." I go, "Yeah, well, I don't know if he's straight, and I don't know if I'd be able to do that." She goes, "Bill, just keep in mind, if you keep questioning if someone's straight or not, how are you ever going to know if they're straight or not if you don't ask? And I looked at my mom. I was like, oh, okay. So she's been very supportive and very, uh, you know, helpful about it. And I'm so glad I have the relationship with my mom and my sister. I don't talk about that side of me yet to them because I feel still awkward about it, but I'm starting to get over it. Like, I'm starting to talk on Twitter about my, my bisexual side. I'm starting to, talk to my parents. I'm starting to, you know, let people in and let people see, you know, me in a different light. And it's the light I want to be shown on is my bisexual side. I love everyone. Uh, love guys. I love girls. You know, and I just want people to know that it's positive to be bisexual. I want people to know that know your situation. And if your situation is a dangerous situation, don't say anything until you're out of that situation, and then you can say it. You know, if you're living at home with your parents and your parents are religious zealots, it's probably not a good idea. But if you're outside of the house and you're in a good situation and you know your situation and are comfortable with the situation, it's the hardest step to take in your life, but you never know how people are going to react. It can be the most positive situation of your life. It can be the most negative situation of your life. I know my situation. I know I cannot tell my dad. I know I cannot because he will not understand it. And I've made that determination and I'm fine with it. So, in closing, I just want to spread that knowledge that it's okay, no matter what, there, guys. All right. So thank you guys for listening. It's been a very amazing year, and I can't wait for the next year of my life. Thank God I came out, and it's only going up from here. I can't wait to maybe have a boyfriend, etc. So that's my life. So far, so good, and will continue to be so. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for all the support over the years. It's without YouTube and without uh, you know Let's Plays that this would have ever happened. I thank God every day, that He gave me the strength to do this, and you know, I thank God for Princelaharlkun, Unsvac, all the good people in my life, all the very understanding people in my life, and I thank God for every day. And I cannot express to you that it's changed my life forever, and I can't wait for the next year. And I still don't know how to do an outro to this video, so I'm just gonna cut it off here. So thank you guys so very much, and peace.